time in YouTube, and welcome back to Deck Profiles. Today we are trying out a Mega Venusaur deck. Kind of created it myself just to see if I could get this guy running properly. Now with the Spirit Links, these guys are functional, so I wanted to test and see if this guy was really viable now. And I absolutely loved the full art version of the card. So without any further ado, let's see if I can get a deck created that run smooth, that can actually get through everything. But down in the comment section, I want you guys to leave your suggestions for additional cards to this deck. It may come back up in future TCGO battle episodes, so I'd love to hear some ways you guys think I can improve this deck or make it run a little smoother. But either way, Mega Venusaur is a grass type Mega Pokemon that we had come out in Generations. It has 230 HP. It's actually a reprint of the X and Y version, but this is the full art version. Either way, it has Crisis Vine, which is an incredible attack. Has, unfortunately, a very bad energy cost, being 3 grass, 1 colorless. It's going to do 120 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon, though, is now paralyzed and poisoned. So, the 120 mark doesn't seem like a lot, but I'm not going to let that target pretty much leave my sight until it's knocked out. Unless there's a way for my opponent to switch, that target is going to go down the turn after or whatever, or at least I'm going to do enough damage that it does not want to come back in on the Mega Venusaur. Quick note, I'm running 3 Mega Venusaurs and 4 regular Venusaurs. I'm also running 2 Shaymin-EX, 110 HP, colorless type Pokemon. It's a basic, got set up. You get to draw your hand back up to 6 once you play. It also has Sky Return, 2 colorless energy. For 30 damage, you get to return Shaymin and all cards attached to it back to your hand. Beautiful, done. Anyway, gotta take a quick note at the middle form here for Yanmega. Yanmega is a fantastic card for this deck because it does not require energy. Yanmega is a stage 1 grass type with 110 HP. It has the ability Sonic Vision, which is so good as a secondary attacker. If you have exactly 4 cards in your hand, ignore all energy costs in your Pokemon's attacks. That is insane. So Assault Boom, as long as I have 4 cards in hand, costs me nothing. It's free. It's gorgeous. It's going to do 50 damage if your opponent's active Pokemon has a Pokemon tool card attached to it. This attack does 70 more damage. Therefore, I can do 120 damage for free. Next up is going to be the Mega Break, which ups that HP total to 140. It's still a grass type, but he does have Barrier Break, 3 colorless energy. Remember, as long as I can go for Sonic Vision, as long as I have 4 cards in my hand, that Barrier Break is still free. I still have that ability on the Mega Break. Barrier Break does 100 damage. This attack's damage isn't affected by weakness, resistance, or any other effects of your opponent's active Pokemon. So it is a very good wall breaker. It can easily pair up with any grass type Pokemon. We've seen it pair up very well with Vespiquen before, and I thought it'd be a very good partner with Mega Venusaur, considering it's the same kind of stage format. Now, here's our trainer support. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm happy with it, but there's definitely some work I can see here. And that's why I come to you guys, because this is what I could do on my own. I will admit right now that I am not a professional deck builder. I do this for fun, and there are going to be times that I may not be able to find the best key situation where you guys may have already tested these decks out, got them against the metagame, and found out better cards than what I've got. So if you guys have any suggestions, please leave that in the comment section below. Everything is worthwhile mentioning. So my thing is, I went with 4 Mega Turbos. Now, I did read a lot in the sense of Mega Turbo isn't the best thing. And the reason for that is that energy has to be in the discard pile before I can actually use it. The reason I'm running 4 is because these energy costs are ridiculously high. So if I happen to lose a Mega Venusaur, Mega Turbo becomes very vital to getting those energies back out of the discard pile. Next up, I have a Professor's Letter, which lets me search for 2 basic energies from the deck and put them into my hand, so I can at least get a couple energies going early. We've got a Revitalizer. Put 2 grass Pokemon from your discard pile into your hand. This is so much better than Super Rod. I did take Super Rod out. However, if you don't want those Pokemon in your hand, Super Rod will be better because you can grab the energy that gets lost. I decided to go against it and just use the Revitalizer because usually it's the key opponents to Yanmega that you're going to lose because it's going to be the attacker you use early game. So I thought that would be a better option versus the Super Rod. Next up, we have 4 Trainer's Mail. You get to look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal a Trainer card from there, excluding Trainer's Mail, and put it into your hand shelf of your deck afterwards. We have Ultra Ball, 4 of them. Discard 2 cards from your hand. If you discard... Nope. Search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, put it in your hand. Done. Next up is the VS Seeker. Put a supporter card from your discard pile into your hand. Means we can at least get all these wonderful beauty cards back, because a lot of the time we are going to have to sacrifice them off early. Now, a couple of our techs are going to be Hexmaniac. This shuts down Garbodor for a turn. Well, it shuts down all abilities in play. So if we are forced to stop, say, a Carbink Break, we can take care of it because of this thing. All those kind of abilities are shut down. Hexmaniac is always a good tool to have. We've got a Lysander, switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with his are active. This means I can bring in something to take the paralysis and the poison to stall out a turn, or recapture something that has gone to the bench that I need to make sure it gets knocked out prior. We're running 2 ends. Each player shuffles his or her hand, then draws cards equal to the amount of prizes they have remaining. So N is always going to be a fantastic supporter as long as it's in standard. I'm going to be using it pretty much every deck. We are using a new supporter for me, Olympia, and the reason I went with this over Escape Route is I can recall it through VS Seeker. VS Seekers don't always have to get me the draw support. Sometimes the utility is more effective than the draw. So if I have Olympia, what I like about this is I get to switch my active Pokemon with our bench, get to heal, and Venusaur can stay a little healthy. Big one I had in my little testing that I did have was I couldn't return Venusaur. I could easily return the Shaman or the Yanmega, but I couldn't move Venusaurs around. So at least with one Olympia, it gives me that opportunity to do so. And it gets to heal a little. Next up is the Pokemon Ranger. Remove all effects of attacks on each player and his or her Pokemon. Again, it's another quick card. May not be as important now, but it's been a while since I've played meta, so please keep that in mind when I'm deck building, that I have not readjusted since Evolutions has all been fully in. It's been a while since I've actually been deck building. So, with that being said, I still think Pokemon Ranger is a fantastic card, and I'm going to try and use it in these decks. Next up, I have 4 Professor Sycamores. Discard your hand, draw 7 cards. Pretty much a big staple in all these decks. Next up is going to be our Skyla. Search your deck for a trainer card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, shuffle your deck afterwards. This pretty much guarantees that I'm going to get a card that I want to use, whether it be an Ultra Ball, a VS Seeker, or something that warrants my next turn or warrants immediate use, like a Mega Turbo or a Revitalizer, whatever I need to use to get myself ahead. Now, the most important part of this deck is the Forest of Giant Plants. I am running 4, and the reason for that is I need my Mega Break and my Venusaur to evolve as quickly as I can. And pretty much Forest of Giant Plants just lets grass Pokemon evolve like mad crazy sponges. You can literally get your Mega Break turn 1 if you have all the appropriate cards. Fantastic. We are running 3 Spirit Links for Venusaur. No other tool cards, and that's where you guys could easily lead in. Maybe I could run in a Lucky Helmet or something like that. I would love to hear your suggestions on what we could run. And I'm only running 9 energy. 10? No, I'm running 9 of them. Again, I'd love to hear your guys' opinion on the deck. Obviously, I'm going to showcase it in 2 lovely matches. Whether or not we win or lose, it does not matter. But I do want to hear what you guys have to say for this deck. But without any further ado, let's get started on these matches and see just how well we can do on Pokemon TCG Online. Alright guys, our first match is against Shinnerbeck playing Yveltal. Now, I'm going to say this right now, I've been recording I've pretty much recorded, this is our 4th TCG video today. And I swear to you, I have fought Yveltal after Yveltal after Yveltal after Yveltal. Some of them have Garbodor, some of them don't. I'm pretty sure 90% of them do. And I'm pretty sure this guy's also running Yveltal. So this is going to be a very fun match. Don't have type advantage, don't have anything like that, but we do have some pretty cool stuff. I am going to be able to lead Yanmega, and I'm going to be able to play the Venusaur in the back, hopefully getting a Force of Giant Plants so that I can throw all these cards down before going for a Sycamore, because that would be massive. Our opponent does get the good old Yveltal. We get a Trainer's Mail, so we have a chance. No. We tried, though. I'm going to go for the Olympia. The reason for this is I am going to still go for a Sycamore. I need the opportunity to set up. So I'm just going to simply set everything up. I am losing the opportunity to get a Yanmega break, but I have Revitalizer in the back that I can easily just grab them later. So I can go for a Forest of Giant Plants. But I don't have any other options right now that I can use. So, without any further ado, that is going to unfortunately be my first turn. No real positive outcome there. Had to discard a lot of potential. But I'm not too threatened by Yveltal with Yanmega in my deck. Just due to the fact that he has to base all the damage on himself. And then I can come in with Venusaur after and start targeting it down. Max Elixir isn't going to do anything without a bench Pokemon. But we are at least getting ourselves set up with the Venusaur. We've got 1 Grass Energy on it, 3 more to go. And if I can discard one, that'll be even better. It is our turn now. We have ourselves another energy on the Venusaur. Shaman's gonna net me 1 card. Let's see if that card is worth it, because right now, I really don't need the cards I have in my hand. It's going to be another Forest of Giant Plants, so really nothing worthwhile. Alright, let's see what we can get here. We get that Revitalizer, which is huge, so now I can grab that Yanmega break and throw that in our good old active position, while also throwing down our Mega Venusaur. We're going to evolve here. Evolve here. I do need to throw down this Venusaur before I can attack, but with this, I can go straight for a Barrier Break. No energy, 100 damage down onto Untitled-EX, and we are in a fantastic position, because he can only do, what, 40 damage? It'll be 60. But I've got 140 HP with no energy attachments, and I'm in a very good position, because I do have my Olympia in the discard pile, so if I do get into VS Seeker, I can at least keep my Venusaur safe. And with that being said, if my opponent does happen to play another one, I'll be even safer because... Sorry, plays another Yveltal, because I should be able to keep one of them at bay. I should be able to. I do see us getting a prize ahead here. It does go for an Ultra Ball, probably a Shaman, or Hoopa would be my guess. One of the two. Depends on the variant of the Yveltal. A lot of Yveltals I have not seen Hoopa be played, just due to the fact that it's an extra Psychic type that you don't really need. When you've got all the Baby Yveltal, Fright Night Yveltal, Garbodor you can use as a partner. There's a ton of options with it that you don't really need Hoopa. We do see the Fright Night Yveltal. Not going to matter too much, unfortunately, because my Spirit Link, or my good old... it's only on the active Pokemon, and it doesn't really matter. Unfortunately, his Max Elixir does not work out either. He's not getting a lot of good luck. But we are going to take some damage here. But we'll be able to KO. Oh, he throws a Floatstone down, and he does go for an N. This does not bother me. But it might give him the opportunity to get to switch or anything like that. I can Max Elixir now. I have the ability to get my Venusaur fully hungry and ready. Turn 3? It's not bad for 4 energy. We do see a Lysander, so he's expecting me to be unable to attack, I think, is my projected plan. We see a good old Trubbish. So he is the Garbodor variant, which means that I have to be able to get rid of that Trubbish before I can use Sonic Vision. We are just going to see the 60 damage come off here, and that's not a big problem. That's not really a big problem. We can go Venusaur. Hold on. Yeah, Venusaur. Venusaur Spirit Link. Play down another Mega. And what I want to do here is go with this. Grab 2 energy. 1 to play. 1 to sacrifice. Do I need to Do I need to Ultra Ball right now? No, I don't. We are going to Mega Turbo. And we have a fully set up Venusaur. But I do not need to bring it in right now. I am just going to Barrier Break, and this will eliminate the good old Untitled-EX on my opponent's side, which means I'm going to be at a 2-prize advantage with a fully set up Mega Venusaur in the back. Keep that in mind. That's going to be huge for future game. I cannot take out the Yveltal, even with my good old barrier, so I may have to switch here, especially now that my opponent does have the Garbodor there. He cannot attack me, which is very nice to see. Does bring out Lysander, and I'll be able to Olympia out to safety in the next turn, which is very, very crucial here. I'm glad I didn't have to waste any of that stuff. We are just going to Via Seeker into my Olympia. We are going to drop an energy onto here. We're going to retreat and bring out our Mega Venusaur. And we are going to go for a Crisis Vine, which is going to poison and paralyze the Yveltal. The paralysis is not going to matter because it's going to take 10 damage on entry onto their turn, which means I'm going to get rid of that Yveltal, and they're left with a Garbodor. So we are proving that we can at least take on the Yveltals right now, as long as Yanmega Break is... Yanmega Break is such a crucial card to this because of how well it can handle that. The Air Balls and all that from Lugias and the Evil Balls from the Yveltals, they're just not strong enough when it's just your energy. Yeah, you can power up as much as you want, but it's not going to matter too much. And like right now, I'm in a good position because I can take care of his Garbodor, which is a huge threat to my Yanmega Break. So if he pulls another Yveltal, that's fine. We do get a Sycamore here. Not the end of the world. I can get an energy drop onto the Mega Venusaur in the back. We're almost going to have another secondary Mega Venusaur fully set up. And my opponent literally just has the Garbodor in front. We're putting a lot of pressure on. Cannot complain here. He is just going to pass the turn. This is the end of this match right here, guys. I'll just drop down this energy. And we are going to go for this Crisis Vine and call it a game. Mega Venusaur claiming its first win of the night. Beautiful, well, day for you guys, or whenever you're watching this, I have no idea. But that is it for match number 1, claiming a victory over Yveltal. Very nice. My opponent did have a bad draw, don't get me wrong, but that is the name of the game. I was able to pinpoint the targets very easily, using Yanmega Break to take down the first Yveltal before my Venusaur was able to come in and then secure the game after that. With that being said, though, we have one more game. Hopefully we can pull out another win, because that would be incredible for the series. So you guys are just going to have to tune in after the good old blip here. Oh. Alright guys, our second match is against MT Miles Trevor, playing a Psychic deck. Looks like it could be Garbodor Mewtwo. I'm just going based off of the good old sleeves, but we are going to be able to call first again, which is very, very big for us, because I do want to get that Venusaur set up as soon as I can, and it looks like we're going to have a bit of action going here, which is very, very nice. We're going to set up with the Yama in the front. I'll be able to empty a good chunk of my hand prior to doing anything here, and that is a very good thing, because I can Shaman up after. We do see the Mewtwo in front, which is very good to see. We're going to be able to drop a good old energy onto Venusaur, go for that good old Forest of Giant Plants, and I'll be able to play my good old Shaman, no problems whatsoever. Now we are going to get a lot of Ultra Balls, which is good and bad. I'm going to Ultra Ball my Lysander and an Ultra Ball. And I'm going to get my Mega. And I am going to have to discard one of my Mega Venusaur. Or do I just hold off a turn? You know what? I might just hold off a turn and get this Mega Evolution down now. I don't know. I'm not guaranteed to get my Spirit Link, and I'm in a good enough position that this would have been where I was going to end anyway. I can't draw another energy. Unfortunately, there is no energy in the discard pile, so he is going to play a Hoopa. This is going to end up Shaymins, Mewtwo's, Megas. Looks like 3 Mewtwo's all together. So he's going to have 4 Mewtwo's at the field. This is where my talent, or not my talent, but my deck can really showcase if it's going to be competitive or not. Because Yanmega needs to put in a lot of pressure early game to get some damage onto that Mewtwo. And he's also got the Trubbish, which means that there is going to be a Gabador in the back as well. We are going to go for a Trainer's Mail. And we are able to pull out the Hex Maniac. Reason I'm grabbing this is because I actually want to discard it. Having that ability is very, very good. I can discard the Ultra Ball, and I'm going to go for my Sycamore here. We do get a Mega Turbo, 2 of them in fact. Unfortunately, I do not have anything to discard in my hand. We can go for this here. Because otherwise, I would try and get those together. 1, 2. Unfortunately, I don't believe I can attack this turn just due to having too many cards in my hand. Yeah, that is unfortunate. We are going to pass the turn. But we are in a very good range. Our opponent does have the Garbodor out, so if he gets an item card on it, now he does, so my good old Sonic Vision does not work. And neither does my setup. My Venusaur is still perfectly fine. But does not look like he has any energy. Which is very good for me. And I do not want to end. Okay. In fact, I'm going to just pass my turn. I just need another energy. I'm ahead in this. As much as this is a weird way of playing, I'm ahead in the game, if it means anything. Because I can grab... He's not... I got another Mega Turbo. I think this is a race to see who gets an energy first. Because I'm going to pass here. Force of Giant Plants is helping me out a ton. And he's just not getting any energy, which is huge for me. Or Megas, in fact. That is another thing I've noticed. He just Mega Evolves in the back. I get a Venusaur. I can drop a few cards here, but I will end my turn. This gives me 2 Megas that I can play around with. I need an energy. Come on, energy. He's gonna start setting up that one in the back, though. And I want to get that thing down ASAP. So he just Mega Evolves another Mega Mewtwo. Can we... Oh, okay, I'm done. I'm done with this. My patience is hit. I'm not getting anywhere. And I didn't get any energy. And I'm not getting anything to sacrifice cards. This is actually not good. I'll grab my Via Seeker. I don't know why. And, yes, I'm in a bit of a trouble here. I'm gonna pass my turn. That was not a good play for me, because what just happened there is I probably gave my opponent the cards that he needed, and I ended up getting an even worse hand. I don't need Forest of Giant Plants anymore, thankfully. Only thing that are left to evolve are the 2 Yanmegas. It does go for a Hex Maniac, just to play it? I don't know if he got any energy, to be honest with you, because he probably would have played that by now. No Shaymins from the looks of it, because he should have drawn that actually turn 1. He's got Mega Turbo. I don't recall seeing any energy in there. And he passes the turn. If I had an energy, this would be so much different. I'm in a bad place because I have 3 VS Seekers in my hand. I'm gonna end. Come on! Thank you! This probably helped him out a lot too, but at the same point, we're gonna see if we can actually get some wins here now. Alright, I just need to drop... I cannot use that. I will be going for the retreat into my Venusaur. I'm gonna go for the Crisis Vine. And whatever Mewtwo he decides to switch into, I will now be able to Lysander, because Lysander is in my discard pile. So whichever one of these 2 fine specimens he wants to bring out, my Venusaur is going to be able to control it. We do see a Mewtwo Spirit Link onto the active, and that's going to make it a Mega Mewtwo as well, but it does need a double colorless energy. Now, again, that's not going to be huge, because 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18... It's not going to knock me out, but it's going to make me look real close here. He could have a really bad position in the sense of... Like, I'm in a bad position because I've already got one fully set up, and I have no control. He got the double colorless energy, so he cannot knock me out. At least I don't think. 190. Huge, huge damage. We're going to get a Yanmega Breakoff. And I'm going to be able to get rid of this first Mega Mewtwo. I'm getting all sorts of Sycamore. Nothing to really back my support up, though. Sadly to say. I'm thinking of bringing one of the Mega Mewtwo's out and stalling. I shouldn't do that, because I don't know if he's got another energy. I'm just going to take out this Mewtwo. It's going to go down. I am going to lose my Mega, but I do have... I don't have it. I have to be able to get rid of that Garbodor. He's just going to bring it... He brings up the Garbodor... Oh, because of the Float Stone. Good call, good call. But if I get rid of that, that'll actually be very, very big for me. Do you not have a double colorless energy? That's the problem with running 4 energy. You should always have a few extra, just in case. Because if he's got, say, 3 of them prized, he's in trouble. We see a Parallel City. He's reducing his Pokemon down, so he can't play anymore, which is like a weird strategy. We see a Float Stone down onto the Mewtwo back there. And we see an N. He's trying. We're going to go down to 4 cards. We get an energy, get a Forest of Giant Plants, which is perfect. I can counter the good old Parallel City. Not that it matters. Actually, it does. And he's just going to bring in this Mewtwo. He goes into the Trainer's Mail. This is a weird match because he should have been dominating by now. Dropping energy left, right, and center. But he's not. I got an energy drop for our good old Venusaur in the back. I can get rid of this because it'll reduce... I can add my damage back. And I don't need to use any of the other cards. So I can go for my good old Crisis Vine, and I'm at least going to get a good amount of damage down on this Mewtwo. But with that being said, I need to target these 3 cards, not so much this one. He can't switch. He is forced to stay in here unless he actually has a switch. I don't know if this game is really... Like, this is all one-sided, guys. He goes for another Parallel City. I have to discard a Pokemon, and it is going to be my Shaman. I don't need it, and I don't want it on the field at all. In fact, he really just helped me out. And the Mewtwo is in play. So all the Mewtwo's are down. I'm just going to get rid of that altogether. Thank you. And I'm going to go for a Crisis Vine. Just going to do 120, which should knock this guy out. And I just need to take care of one more Mewtwo, and this is a game. We have a Skyla here to get us a VS Seeker, which I can get Lysandered. He's going to bring up the Garbodor right now. I do need to get rid of this Garbodor, though. I don't know why he's got so many Float Stones. Float Stone's not a very good card for this deck, other than for Garbodor. We do see a VS Seeker. He's going to go for an N, which is going to mitigate me down to 2, which is not very good. But at the same point, I'm in such a fantastic lead that it's not going to matter. And I get an N anyway. Mewtwo comes up. It's actually going to take me out, which is not good, but well, to be fair, this is where it's supposed to be going. Okay. I need a VS Seeker. I can't attack. I can go for Mega Turbos. Grab all of these Mega Turbos and start setting up my Venusaur in the back. That is actually a good play. And I can go for an N. Shuffle your hand back down. I got another energy, which means I can now consume this Mewtwo and take this game back. Oh yeah! Who said Mega Turbos was a bad idea? 4 Mega Turbos is just won me this game, guys. We can now go for a Crisis Vine, which is going to force my opponent to be paralyzed, poisoned, and stalled into that active roll. This is going to be it. Mega Venusaur claiming 2 wins against Mewtwo and Yveltal. That is huge. I admit, though, this deck should have taken me out a lot sooner. I had a lot of bad runs with cards as well, I'll bite, but Mewtwo should always handle me, I think. The way that deck should have run should have handled me 100% of the time. My opponent ran too much Mewtwo, in my opinion, and I don't mean it in the sense of he doesn't have much else. I don't know what to say. Like, I would have run at least a few Psychic Energy so that the double colorless energy could help out. Needless to say, though, that is it for today's episode. I know that last match was really weird, but the Yveltal match was pretty cool. In my eyes, the Venusaur is a cool deck, but it probably won't be overall meta. Yanmega Break definitely helps it out keep up its turn 1 to turn 4 presence by being able to attack early with that Sonic Vision. The Mega Turbos definitely help boost up Venusaur's energy drop, but unfortunately with it not being able to hit the discard pile, we don't have the best benefits from it. Battle Compressor would definitely have been an amazing card for this. Unfortunately, Battle Compressor has rotated out. Battle Compressor pretty much was amazing in every deck. With that being said, though, let me know what you guys thought of it. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, and if you guys are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. But that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. But until then, time out.